to that zone to determine the harvest threshold. We were able to do this in 9 of the 15 zones. The other 6 zones, we did not have a sample size large enough to be able to generate a population estimate. In those zones, we considered the maximum harvest in those and applied a harvest threshold that was in relation to that maximum harvest. Research shows that harvest rates associated with population stability have varied across different studies, across mountain lion range, and that can even vary in the same state or in the same region on what those harvest rates come out to for maintaining a stable population. So most studies suggest that harvest rates of 14% or less of the independent lions result in a stable population and a stable age structure. The harvest thresholds are not objectives that we are trying to meet, but they are maximums that we do not want to exceed so that we do maintain that stable population. When a harvest threshold is reached, that management zone will close for the remainder of the season. And again, that season is August 24th through May 31st. This recommendation includes continuing the mandatory checkout process. The depredation take and department removals do not count towards the harvest thresholds. And our depredation statute, ARS 17302, this is the taking of bears and lions for protection of private property, continues to apply. It remains in effect, and it is even in effect during any season closures. These are the management zones that we're proposing. The 6 zones that we were unable to get population estimates for are zone 1, 3, 8, 9, 12, and 14. So mostly the southwestern or the western part of the state, and then zone 8 is over in the unit 2s and 3s. Here are our recommendations for the harvest thresholds. All seasons are recommended to run from August 24th through May 31st, 2019. The seasons are daylight shooting hours only. We do offer both general and archery only seasons. The archery seasons are in the metro units. The management zones apply, harvest thresholds apply, and the mandatory checkout applies. I have a recommendation when the commission's ready.
Go ahead.
The department recommends the commission approve Commission Order 10 Mountain Lion as presented.
Okay, have a seat. Remember, I have several blue cards. I'm just going to start straight from the top. Brian Fisher. Come, state your name and you don't want, okay, well, I left that one up also. Put it on my stack. Jim Unmock. State your name and 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, staff. My name is Jim Unmock. I'm the Executive Director for Arizona Sportsmen for Wildlife Conservation. We represent 33 organizations, a wide cross-section of groups, from hunting and angling and outdoor recreation across the state. Last fall, we supported the commission or the department's recommendations on Commission Order 10 Mountain Lion, and we still do. We believe those are the right thing, the right recommendations to proceed with. We would make one suggestion here today, and that is to recommend that the department meet with a group called Arizona Sporting Dog Alliance and talk about some of their concerns. But with that said, and with that request, we support the recommendations as put forth by the department.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time. Anybody got a question? All right, next up will be Meganbbetts.
Meganbbetts with Arizona Sporting Dog Alliance. I did already email you guys all individually on Tuesday Thank you, Amons and Davis, for acknowledging me and communicating with me about that. Again, we're not opposing anything in Order 10. We're really comfortable with that. We also want to ensure and protect our sustainable lion populations. We do look forward, again, to revisiting our policies with you guys in the future. We have a couple concerns dealing with the possibility of a year-round pursuit season, which is a great concern for us for the conditioning and training of our dogs year-round. So other than that, we're good to go. Thank you for hearing us. I look forward to talking to you
Questions
again.
for Megan? Good. Thank you, and good luck with this group. Okay, next up would be Chris Todd. State your name for the record and 3 minutes.
My name's Chris Todd, and I want to thank you guys for the chance to talk to you, and also to the commissioners that emailed me back. Thank you. And I was wondering, can I ask Amber one question? Amber, could you tell me what is the, I should be speaking in the microphone, what is the reason for closing the season during the summer? Have you got biological, is there any real reason for closing the season during the summer? That's what I'm asking. Sorry.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, Mr. Todd, with all wildlife, we look to provide timeframes where we're not pursuing them continuously, and so providing a break to those populations. The reason for selecting the summer months is we do know that mountain lions can have young throughout the year, but when you look at research, it shows that you tend to have peaks during the summer months, and even longer than what we are proposing here. When you look at a broader research, so more than Arizona, you have this birth pulse occurring in May through about September. In Arizona, that pulse tends to be more in the summer months. Therefore, we selected those months as as the time for the closure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
The reason I was asking her is because my main concern is the closure during the summer, period. I don't think we should be closing it at all, the season at all. And I respect Amber's, what they're saying, but I would like for anybody to show me at any time, anybody that's ever been cited for their hounds killing mountain lion kittens. To come right to the point, nobody's ever been cited for that. So actually, the summer months give us a chance to keep our dogs exercised, and the ideal really isn't, that I know of from anybody I know as far as hound hunters are concerned, isn't really harvesting mountain lions. If you look at the April to September time frame over the last 5 years, and this is from the Game and Fish's website, only 17% of the harvest has been during those months, average over the last 5 years. Now, I could pull my own experience. I've been chasing mountain lions in Arizona for 40 years now, and during that time, I've been lucky, I've been fortunate to probably treat, in the neighborhood of 100 small lion kittens. I mean, talking under 30 pounds. None of them have ever been hurt. I mean, all houndsmen I know go out of their way to keep from hurting lion kittens. I mean, all of them do. Nobody, who'd want to hurt lion kittens? Nobody would, And also, I realize that research shows, I guess, that the pulse is during the summer for females breeding kittens. Well, since the first of the year, I've treated 5 kittens in January and February. I've hunted other areas, the Bradshaw Mountains for an example. This would have been, several years ago, and treat 7 lion kittens out of 3 different litters all during the winter, all of them. So all I'm saying is I don't see any reason for a closure during the summer months in Arizona at all. That's the main point that I wanted to make. And I thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you.
We appreciate you taking the time to come down here, sir. We really
Okay.
do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ed.
Okay, Johnny Spear. You know the routine, I guess. State your name for the record in 3 minutes.
Yeah, Johnny Spear, Director of Commissioners. Appreciate the time to speak a second. Likewise, most of my life been interacted with mountain lions. Just want to say that appreciate you guys working for us. I know you're working to preserve our hunting rights throughout the state. For those who don't hunt mountain lions, I would just invite them, or who have not had the opportunity to interact with them, invite them to do that, that you might, become formally educated on this critter, so that you can have a closer relationship with him. I support the changes that have been made. I think we should definitely consider the pursuit only perspective during this closure, that we don't close. My concern is that if we ever close any hunting season, we'll never get it back. That's the old thing that happens, and we're all familiar with that. So just in your future considerations, I do support this action right now that we have to take it. Future considerations, I want you to definitely consider the pursuit only during those closed seasons. If we're not, I have spent a lot of time behind hound dogs and with multiple different guys in the field. And I'll agree with Mr. Todd. I've never known one of them to want to hurt a kitten. I know very few of them personally that leave and harvest a female, depending on the situation. If there's a predation situation there that needs to be addressed, they'll harvest females in their area. They preserve what they love to do. If they're not preserving what they love to do as a houndsman, and that's your job, and it is all of our jobs to see, we have that moral obligation to see that we can continue to hunt. So I just want to say, let's consider that. Those who don't, get close to that critter. It's one of the most awesome animals we enjoy in the state of Arizona, and I, for one, do not ever want to see it go away. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
We thank you again for coming down. Okay, we got the anchorman is Pete Molero. Do you want to speak, Pete? A rebuttal of any sorts here?
Pete's the reason for those increased sheep scores. Thank you. I appreciate that, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Ammons, Commissioners, Director Gray, Department staff, members of the public, my name is Pete Molero, and I'm here representing a new organization. It's called Conserve and Protect Arizona. And we are here for many reasons. The most recent was an initiative, which at the present time has been put on the back shelf, which we appreciate. And I'll just go right by that one for now. We strongly support Commission Order 10 as presented by the department. This is a important management change for the agency, and we like the direction. We also had the benefit of working with houndsmen over the last year, houndsmen that stepped forward from many different perspectives, and all of which care deeply about the resource. There's no question about that. But these changes and other changes that they want to have dialogue with you about, I think, are important, and that needs to take place between the department and the commission and the houndsmen, and we welcome those discussions. We want to thank you for all the support we've had over the last so long, and we pledge our support for the department and continued professional wildlife management in Arizona. We're new on the block, but we're very experienced at where we've been, and we're looking forward to going with you guys. So thank you very much.
Thanks for coming down, Pete. All right, now do I have any more blue slips for this topic? All right, you've given us your recommendation. Commissioner Zider.
Mr. Chairman, just a couple comments. First of all, I want to thank all of our members of the public, our sportsmen that have come down to speak today, those that have taken the time to send emails, sometimes multiple emails, phone calls, so on and so forth. I know me as a commissioner, I know I speak for my fellow commissioners, we appreciate that input. That is how it helps us a lot in making these decisions. We balance what our sportsmen are saying with what the department recommends and try to come up with the best solutions. So first of all, we appreciate that time and especially the passion. We understand that our houndsmen especially have a lot invested in this sport and very concerned about the future. We as a commission are very concerned about it as well. I'll tell you, we've put in a significant amount of time on this issue, reviewing. This is a significant change for the department, for the direction we're going. And so there was a lot of thought and a lot of effort put into it. I just want to make sure, go on record, that you folks know that we have considered this at length. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I've got a statement I'd like to read that will include a motion if it's appropriate right now. The Arizona Game and Fish Commission strives to fairly meet the public trust wildlife management responsibility charged to us by gathering input from our diverse constituencies as well as from the Arizona Game and Fish Department. The Commission uses these inputs to make informed and appropriate decisions on the management of Arizona's wildlife resources. As the department has made recommendations to modernize mountain lion management, some points of disagreement have been brought to the Commission. One of the key points of mountain lion management that's been brought to the Commission is that of having a pursuit-only mountain lion season. There are those who believe a pursuit-only season is reasonable and desirable, and others who believe that pursuit-only seasons can be detrimental to mountain lion populations. Based on the information available to this decision-making body, I recommend that the following action be taken by the Commission. That we support Commission Order 10 as presented by the Department. However, the Commissioners Committee for Hunt Recommendations recommends the following changes. Number 1, if any zone is closed due to meeting the threshold for closure, that unit will remain open to pursuit-only use, with the exception of the period of the statewide closed period. Number 2, Mr. Chairman, I further recommend that a working group be formed, including 6 representatives from the hound hunting community, 3 representatives from the department, and 1 member of the Commission, with the charge of continuing the dialogue with this group to help formulate future regulations on the management of mountain lions using appropriate science-based management actions.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to second that motion, and I want to thank Amber, Jim, and Josh, and Commissioner Zeiler for leading the effort. We had multiple hours of conversations as a subcommittee, exchanged a lot of information, and this recommendation from the subcommittee, I think, and the department I know is comfortable with the recommendation as well. Puts us on a trajectory that I think in the short term alleviates some of the concerns while protecting the scientific discussion that has gone on, and then provides an opportunity, as many of our speakers have brought up today, about ability to have ongoing conversations about potential changes or not changes or other ideas as we move forward. So I want to thank Commissioner Zeiler too for leading that effort. So I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second.
Mr. Chairman, before you vote, may I repeat what your amendment is so it's very clear?
Okay.
You made the motion to approve Commission Order 10 as presented with the addition of a pursuit-only season that will run concurrent to the open season, August 24th through May 31st. A pursuit-only season that will run concurrent. The only way we can establish it is with a pursuit-only season. So a pursuit-only season statewide, May 31st, or August 24th through May 31st, and then the recommendation is presented.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that covers it, yes.
And the establishment of the committee.
And the establishment of the committee.
Correct.
All right. Any more? Okay, so we have the motion to for Commission Order 10. Motion in a second. Discussion. I'd like to take a moment to say that since starting last summer, I've learned more about mountain lions than I might have known my whole life. And a lot of you I've spoke to personally, emailed, telephone calls, and I'm going to make, my vote is going to be with my head, not my heart today. And I really appreciate what Commissioner Zeiler and Commissioner Davis have come up with this amendment to this, what was presented to us. So anyway, I'll be voting for this, but I want to let you know that that a lot of, like they said, a lot of thought has gone into this.
I just want some clarification, if I might, on the pursuit issue. I think someone said in the event that there's one of the areas is closed to further lion hunting, that they could still go ahead and do pursuit. even though quotas have been met in those areas or whatever, that they can still be pursued.
Except during the specific closed gym.
Yes, except for that 3-month period.
That's correct.
Thank you.
All right, no more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Thank you. Go ahead, Amber.
Commission Order 26, Population Management Hunts. We are recommending youth-only companion tags in the units 28, 29, 38, 30B, 31, 32, 33, 36A, 36B, and 36C. 36C has a new youth deer hunt, and the youth companion tags are recommended in association with that. We're also recommending them for the block unit in 15D for the youth muzzleloader hunt and the youth hunt in 16A. Total permits recommended are 855. This is an increase of 60 over last year. I have a recommendation when the commission's ready. The department recommends the commission, actually, you know what, I missed something. I don't have a recommendation yet. Typically we approve the standard population management hunts in December with elk and pronghorn, and we did that for a 2-year cycle. We had some areas that we felt we needed to put these seasons in place for to be able to address issues with the elk population in 3B and 3C, and then javelina populations in those units around Prescott and down in 42 and 44A because of agricultural concerns. And so the department is recommending that we add an elk ham season in 3B and 3C, and the general and the archery seasons in the units listed there for javelina. These dates will be May 1st through December 31, 2018, and January 1 through December 31, 2019. This will put it right in line with the recommendation that was approved for all other population management hunts in December. We approved those for a 2-year cycle. Now I have a recommendation. The department recommends the commission approve Commission Order 26 as presented.
Mr. Chairman, the Hunt Recommendation Committee concurs, and I would make that motion that we accept it.
So we have a motion and a second to approve Commission Order 26, population management seasons. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0.
All right, our last commission orders are Commission Order 13, predatory and fur-bearing mammals, and Commission Order 23, trapping. We are not recommending any changes from the 2017 seasons. The department recommends the commission approve Commission Order 13 and Commission Order 23 as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I would make that motion.
Motion and a second to approve Commission Order 13. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0.
Thank you. That concludes my presentation.
Mr. Director,
You want to go back to item number 1 again for
yeah, it's Mark 3, but I'll get it straight by next month.
That's right.
Brian Fisher. My apologies again for getting this goofed up. State your name, 3 minutes. Let us know what you got on your mind.
I'm here to speak on the trail cameras. Let me get to that part of my chaos. My name's Brian Fisher. I'm from Prescott. Basically just have a few comments. I emailed everybody, or you may not have got it. I spent a lot of time in the woods, so my emails don't go through. I just have a few points to make on the trail cameras, which have already been brought up, a few of them. First and foremost, that trail cameras have no adverse effect on patterns or habits of wildlife. In fact, they have less pressure given to wildlife. Guys aren't driving in and out of tanks, tearing up roads even more. Trail cameras are doing the work for the hunter or for whoever's using them. A lot of times they're not used for hunting; they're just used for pleasure. They very, very little. In fact, I have yet, and I guide full time. I hunt full time as a living. And I have yet to find a person that has harvested an animal that day because of that trail camera. And that even includes, to my knowledge, lions and any other animal with the use of cell phone cameras or live feed cameras, I think they're pertained to. They have helped wildlife and the department in the wildlife numbers in terms of upper age class management. People see a mountain lion, or excuse me, I keep going back to mountain lions in my mind. People see a deer or elk or whatever the animal may be. If they know there's a bigger one living in the area based on a trail camera picture, they're going to hold out and try to harvest that animal as opposed to shooting a younger age class animal. It happens in many areas, the Strip and Kaibab notoriously. So they're actually helping us harvest upper age class quality animals, which is helping our populations and everything else. Statewide tags that are sold, which we're a big part of every year, my outfit, those have generated thousands and thousands of dollars, as we know, for the wildlife and for the water catchments and all that stuff. Those prices or those tags are significantly going to see a severe drop if there's a ban on trail cameras. In fact, we've already had a couple of guys that were going to bid on certain tags that, because this was on the proposal, chose not to bid. Since the use of trail cameras has come about, the tags, the statewide tags, have gone up in price in what they've sold for. That's a pretty big asset to the state, in my opinion, to the wildlife and to the hunters. We all benefit from that. Another point that I've personally been a part of is trail cameras actually helping in the aid or assist in catching criminals, whether it be a poacher or a thief of any kind. I think that's another avenue to look at. Another benefit of these trail cameras. And then, of course, population counts and management because of trail cameras. I think Ms. Munich spoke about some bighorn sheep being surveyed. I'm assuming she said cameras. I assume she meant trail cameras, but I know for mountain lions, I mean, they've given us vast amounts of data on how many lions are living in certain area and certain areas that we don't have any knowledge of, or an animal like a lion that we can't specifically do a very good do a very good population count. So big benefits, and I see very little ill effects of trail cameras being used scientifically or any other reason. So I just hope you take that into effect, and if you haven't got my emails, you will. I'll make sure they've all been delivered.
Good.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry you had to wait till the very end, but thank you for your patience.
Oh, no worries.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Director.
Mr. Chairman, item 4 is approved hunt permit tag application schedule for fall 2018 hunts. Presenters Rachel Gottlieb, Customer Service Branch Chief.
Thank you, Director Gray. Chairman Hammonds, members of the Commission. Agenda item S4 is the hunt permit tag application schedule for the fall 2018 hunts. You all have received copies of the schedule. Does the Commission wish to discuss the schedule? The Department does have a recommendation.
Please give it to us.
The Department recommends the Commission vote to approve the application schedule for the 2018 fall hunts.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Second.
The motion is second to approve the hunt application schedule. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Director.
Mr. Chairman, that brings us to our last item, which is future agenda items and action items. We'll turn it over to Deputy Finley.
Just got one related to a license reauthorization. The department will prepare a letter from the chair to the 82 voting members of the Senate and House, thanking them for helping us be answerable to our constituents. That's all I had.
We're gonna instead of making a consent agenda item, we're gonna put the SRP as an agenda item. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we did capture that. Yeah, right here, the Salt River Project license agreement will be on a regular item.
That's perfect. Anybody got anything else they want to add?
Mr. Chairman.
So the recommendation related to the establishment of the committee, is that what you were referring to for
the one that we just established, yeah, we already captured that, absolutely.
We have nothing else, Mr. Director. So, according to our agenda, it is that time. We ran out of time, so you gotta do something. Yeah.
I make a recommendation.
Okay, got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? Any opposed? We're adjourned. I will see you all in May.
I was so close.
Now you're right there in the middle.